All right, all right. Welcome back to the Behind the Back Post Game Pod for the Philadelphia Eagles, Week 6 edition. I'm Marcos Conan-Negron, and the Eagles snuck away with a win at home 20-16 against the Cleveland Browns. Um, Honestly, a little bit disappointing in this game. Obviously, a win is a win. You're not going to complain too much about that. But I said going into this week, I wanted this team to look complete and dominant and look smooth. And the main takeaway was coming into this week was slow starts. This team hasn't scored a first quarter point, and that trend continued today. And they came out looking a little bit wonky. They couldn't capitalize on the great plays the defense were making, and just it was frustrating. When Jalen started 0-5, I texted the chat. I was like the group chat. I was like, this is frustrating. Like Jalen's not playing well, but he was finally able to get into a rhythm into the second quarter, and I thought that was really important. I mean, overall, he finished 16-25, 264 yards and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions and no fumbles, and that was another point I made going into this, just don't turn the ball over. And he did a really good job of playing clean today, so I got to give him credit for that. Overall, I think Jalen had a good day. I just wish there were so many opportunities in this game where we could have put it away, went up by more, or sustained drives, and we just didn't make the plays that were available to us. And the same could be said on the defensive side of the ball too. They were starting to gain momentum in the second half with their ability to run on us no matter what we did. It was a little tough, but overall, this team hung in there and they were able to score at the end with a Devontae Smith 45-yard touchdown. And that's another point I want to make. Like, you have AJ Brown, Devontae Smith back in the fold, and it turns out that's all you really needed to get this offense going for Jalen. He found each one of them today for a touchdown. AJ finished with 6 catches, 116 yards, and a touchdown. Plus that huge 39-yard play to put away the game, which was a super gutsy call. And I'm glad they went for it when they did, because it worked out. And it was a little bit underthrown, and AJ just made an awesome catch. He made couple awesome catches and plays today. And it was just, you can just tell that this offense is so much more complete when AJ Brown is there. AJ Brown is the best player on this team. So I was really happy with those chunk plays that came out of it. And at the same time, we were able to hold on defense. The Cleveland Browns got close to scoring late in the fourth, a chance to tie the game. And it started with 1st and goal. They couldn't get it on the first 2 plays, and then on 3rd and goal, it was a false start, and that forced them into 3rd and long, and we were able to hold them to 3 points. They had to settle. And the Eagles' defensive front did a really good job of gaining pressure. We sacked them, I believe, 5 times, which was a lot this season. That's I think the most in a game we've had as a team this season, which was great. To see guys like Moro Ojomo were making plays earlier. Jalen Carter made a few plays. Josh Sweat got a sack. And Brandon Graham made a couple huge plays, including a tackle for loss late in that game that forced the missed field goal that they had earlier in the game. So there was good plays on defense, and I just thought there was a few times where the offense could have capitalized on that a bit today. But I'm not going to complain too much about that part, because it just shows that this offense still needs work. Saquon wasn't that effective today. Only had 47 yards on 18 carries. It's not like they didn't try with Saquon. It just the Browns were doing a really good job of holding him in and keeping him in check today. And overall, I just thought the team did a good job managing in those situations and coming up when it mattered most. But I just hope for more consistency coming down the line. But this looked like a good building block game for the offense, and the defense showed promise. But again, it is the Cleveland Browns. They've been struggling all year. And guys for both teams were coming down with injuries. Like Jordan Mailata exited this game. Goddard exited on the first drive, and we didn't see him at all the rest of the game. Darius Slay went out. A couple key guys, and our rookie, Cooper DeJean did a really good job today in his first start. I thought he made some great defensive plays, and he also did a good job with punt returning duties this time. That looked a lot cleaner. A few plays that this game was weird because the Eagles had momentum, and then it totally shifted, right? Like, the Eagles had a chance at halftime to go up 10-3, or they were about to get an opportunity to go up 13-3, and Myles Garrett blocks a field goal, and they take it for a touchdown. So that made the game 10-10 going into halftime, and Cleveland got the ball. The Eagles did a really good job of holding that off, but it was moments like that that kept Cleveland in this game. It wasn't for any turnovers or things like that. There were hustle plays. and just plays you normally wouldn't expect to happen. So it sucked, but the Eagles did a good job just holding on and getting this win. And when it comes to, there was tons of moments. I'm excited to just kind of go through which ones really I thought impacted the game the most, and I'll talk about that on the pod this week. But I thought a couple game balls I can give out. I'm gonna give my first one to AJ. Welcome back like he never left. Finished with damn near the same exact stats, two with over 100 yards and the touchdown. It's just you can just tell how dynamic this offense is when when AJ and Jalen are really just cooking and connecting. Um, Jalen definitely looks more comfortable having his guys back there, of course. So I thought it was a great game having AJ back. And Jalen will also get my second game ball today. Again, no turnovers. He played clean. He started slow, but really developed a rhythm down the stretch. And again, led the game winning drive to hit Devontae Smith. And Devontae, that was a great play call. He was wide open and was able to run down the length of the field uncontested. So it was a great play call by Kellen Moore and this team, and they did a really good job executing. So and for my third game ball, I'm going to give to Brandon Graham today because he arguably made two of the most important plays in this game. And the one that really stood out was that tackle for loss where he snuffed out a jet sweep and they put them back 5 extra yards and they were forced to kick. It was a 40, I believe it was a 52-yard field goal, but it changed it to a 52-yard field goal, and he ultimately missed, and that was a chance to tie it 13-13. So it was huge at that moment because Cleveland was really driving, and I think Brandon Graham just does a great job in his 15th season. This was his 200th start, which was a franchise record. So they're calling him Mr. 200 today, and he just shows that he still is a capable player at this age. And I appreciate everything Brandon Graham's done. He's the last legend from that core four on this team, and I thought he did a really good job out there. But looking forward, now we really have to build. This is a win, but we won 2016 against one of the worst teams in the league, and we're going to go and play the Giants, and I know they play later today against Cincy, so we'll see how that turns out. The Commanders lost, and the Cowboys are playing the Lions right now. So, the division is still up for grabs, and the Eagles kept themselves in it by winning a game they should. And the biggest question is, can they find a true identity and find momentum and capitalize on plays that I just think there's times where this offense can lack a little bit of creativity, even with the motions and stuff. I think they're still missing out on some easy opportunities and easy plays that they can make. And I just hope for a little bit more consistency because I think if the defense does what they did today and just stay consistent, give them a few plays and opportunities for the offense to be in good spots, then the offense can take over. This offense is good enough. It was a little simplistic. It was basically AJ and Devontae go beat your guys, especially with the Cleveland Browns suffering injuries across the board on their defense, and they took advantage of the backups that they were playing against. So against the Giants, against the Bengals, against the Jaguars, we need to see a lot more consistency coming up. But a win is a win. We're 3-2, so we're gonna move forward next week, and I got to really decide, what I think about this team because I'm still torn. I said I wanted a 2-touchdown victory, and it was a gritty win that came down in the end against a bad team. So I still don't know what to think, but we'll see if we can trend upward these next few weeks. So I'm Marcos Conagron. This was the Post Game Pod for Philadelphia Week 6 on the BTB podcast feed. You can hit us up at behindthebackpod13@gmail.com. Hit us up on any of our social medias. The links are down in the descriptions below. Give us a like, follow, subscribe, all that fun jazz. We appreciate you guys. We love you so much, and I will talk to you during the week. Peace. Fly, Eagles, fly.